Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cincinnati. Well, I mean, kind of. I'm actually standing in the state of Kentucky. Just behind me, as you can see, is the Ohio River, and then beyond that is the actual city of Cincinnati, and you can just see off in the distance Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds play. Paul Brown Stadium is just off to my right as well, where the Bills will be taking on the Bengals, and it is a critical contest for the Buffalo Bills because they're trying to even out their record at 5-5, staying in the AFC wildcard race. Of course, they are 2.5 games down from the final spot, and man, that got away quickly. So you know they need to rack up some wins and rack them up quickly, and especially going up against an AFC team already having a woeful 1-4 record in conference. The Bills certainly need this one against a team that they could need a tiebreaker against down the line. So the Bills taking on the Bengals, and there's a few different interesting matchups in this game that I think will end up shaping things. The first thing I want to look to more than anything, because I think it's the biggest disadvantage for the Bills going into it, is Geno Atkins, of course, the defensive tackle, who is just an absolute stud on the interior of the Bengals defensive line. He's going to be going up against Ryan Groy, the team's center, who's stepping in for Eric Wood, who of course broke his leg against the Seattle Seahawks. He's now done for the year or on injured reserve with a very low chance of coming back in the event of playoffs. But, you know, Ryan Groy steps in, and he really struggled down the stretch against the Seattle Seahawks. So it's going to be a big challenge for him going up against a guy like Geno Atkins. But what I'm expecting is a lot of help from his guards next to him, whether it be John Miller at right guard, Richie Incognito at left guard. One of those two guys are really going to have to help him to make sure that he's not going up against Geno Atkins by himself at any point in that game, because if he is, then there is a very good chance that Atkins will win that matchup and get in the backfield and wreck some things. Now, when the Bills are on the defensive side of the ball, one thing that I think goes into their favor is everyone that they have on the defensive line. I look to Jerry Hughes, I look to Marcel Darius, and really the return of Darius is key here because he'll be manning the nose tackle position, which means that shifts Kyle Williams over to defensive end. But Darius going up against the center for the Cincinnati Bengals, Russell Bodine, who has struggled at times this year, which also takes some pressure off the rest of the defensive line, whether it be Williams, Jerry Hughes, Lorenzo Alexander. Somebody's going to get a one-on-one matchup in that scenario. So Darius coming into the lineup is absolutely tremendous for them, and I'm expecting them to win the point of attack against the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, and from there trying to win the game. So that could be a twofold thing for the Buffalo Bills, because really you look at exactly what the Bengals do well offensively, and they are a vertical passing team when it comes to their one receiver, A.J. Green, who's just an absolute stud, one of the best in the league. And of course, the Bills have some woeful performances from the secondary in the previous 2 games. But I think if they are able to nullify that a little bit and get Dalton to get a little nervous, I think with their play of their defensive line, that is, I think there is a chance that the Bills will be able to limit what A.J. Green can do in having a huge game. You know, Ronald Darby and Corey White, they're going to have their hands full for sure, but when you look at exactly what the Bills do well defensively, their front seven really pushes the pocket in. So if they can do that, then that creates some opportunity for them. And the X factor in this game, you know, it's tough to say it because he is the quarterback, but it's Tyrod Taylor. I mean, you look at what he is able to do, or what he was able to do against Seattle, and he was just on fire for certain portions of that game. So I look to him, and there's a couple of spots that Cincinnati is weak defensively, whether it be the left cornerback, Adam Pac-Man Jones. He's having kind of a rough go of it. He's getting up there in terms of age in his career. And then I think there's an opportunity for Percy Harvin, Robert Woods, and Marquise Goodwin there. But also, you know, the play of the tight end. I know we say it every week. Charles Clay can have a big impact on the game, but Tyrod Taylor really has to take advantage of that. So Tyrod is the X factor here. So whether or not the Bills can pull this off, I've got my full prediction online at WKBW.com. As you can tell by my hair, the wind is picking up here in Cincinnati. I'm told it's supposed to have at least my Uber driver said, it's supposed to have a -14 wind chill tomorrow. So it should be an interesting game, the first time where weather really plays into things. So we'll see if the Bills have what it takes against the Bengals, a key contest for them going forward in the playoff race. For now, from Kentucky via Cincinnati, I'm Joe Buscaglia. We'll talk to you next time.